talking to a friend, and I said, I just want them to find them. And she said, sweetie, they're not gonna find them. That just made me so angry.
Well, folks, as we know, some actors are just not very good at their jobs. They overact, they exaggerate, they lack skill, or worse, they just plain old lie. And this is a tale of most, if not all, of the above. Let's go back to January 29th, 2019. Location, Chicago. Unquestionably MAGA country. Just kidding. Time is 2 a.m. Early morning. Temperature below zero. Frigid cold. And the unthinkable happens. A hate crime. 2 masked men attack Jussie Smollett, a somewhat famous actor at the time. And here I'm being generous. When news broke of the attack by MAGA supporters, immediately it dominated the news cycle, wall-to-wall coverage. Don Lemon gets real about being black and gay in America. The Jussie Smollett attack is so personal for black LGBT. I'm quoting Don. America was literally on edge. The earth stood still. Even the current vice president, then senator, made the most inflammatory of statements, tweeting, quoting here, Jussie Smollett is one of the kindest, most gentle human beings I know. I'm praying for his quick recovery. This was an attempted modern-day lynching. No one should have to fear for their lives because of their sexuality or color of their skin. We must confront this hate, says Kamala Harris. Well, that never deleted tweet has since been fact-checked. This is completely false. Interesting. So, did Kamala Harris ever apologize for smearing Trump supporters? Did Kamala Harris and the rest of the left ever apologize for stoking the flames of racial tension? No, of course not. They simply do what they always do. They look the other way and move on. But you know who didn't believe it at first? Well, comedian David Chappelle didn't believe it.
The gay community started accusing the African-American community of being homophobic for not supporting him. What they didn't understand is that we were supporting him with our silence. Because we understood that this was clearly lying.
And yet, Jussie Smollett, an actor most Americans had never heard of, will forever be remembered as the great race hoaxer, purveyor, and somewhat now he still believes he's innocent.
But I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that. I am not suicidal.
Stop laughing about black.
I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
Copy. Well, let's bring in the brothers involved in the Smollett hoax, who are far better actors. Ambibola, Osundairo, Bola, and Olabinjo, Osundairo. Ola. Can I just call you guys Ola and Bola? Can I just do that?
Sure.
Okay. First of all, guys, they tell me that interview, that Robin Roberts interview, was what made you come forward and say, hey, this is what actually went down. Bola, let me start with you. You're wearing the MAGA hat. Tell me, is that about right?
Yes, it is what made us come forward. So my brother initially was the one that came forward first, and he decided to come forward because Jussie was lying, and he was essentially throwing us under the bus by saying that those 2 people who were shown that you can't see their face attacked them. The police knew that those 2 people were my brother and I, and when Jussie did that, that pretty much threw us under the bus, and we had to come forward.
Okay, well, that's how you spill the beans. But Ola, do me a favor. Tell the audience exactly how this came down. I remember, I think you met Jussie Smollett in the gym or somebody offered you some money to do it. But tell us, and if you guys would take turns, take us through that night, 2 in the morning, and how you prepped pregame for this thing, how you did it, and what happened after. If you don't mind, start with Ola.
So that morning, we actually went to go do laundry. We did laundry that morning, and while we were doing laundry, we went to go buy the materials that Jussie asked us to buy. So the rope, the red hats. We was only able to find 1 red hat. What else did he have us buy? He asked us to make sure we were fully covered up so people couldn't see exactly what skin color we were, but we were going to be covered up anyway because it was so cold that night.
It was cold, very cold.
Yeah, like 20 degrees below zero. So we went and bought all of our materials during the day, and we also were staying in character.
So Bola, tell us what happened that night. He tells you, he gives you the signal on the phone, and you meet up, and he wants you to beat him up, really? And then, go ahead.
Yes. So we were supposed to do a fake attack at a specific location in Streeterville, downtown Chicago. So we were on time. My brother and I got there actually 40 minutes early. So we just had to walk and parade the area, and it was cold. So it was tough. I thought about leaving, but we had to make sure we followed through with the plan. So we got there at 2 a.m. sharp on the dot. We were supposed to meet him at that location, and he was nowhere to be found. So my brother and I found a bench that we now sat down on and was waiting for him. And we were about to leave until I saw him out the corner of my eye, and then I told my brother, hey, that's him. Let's go get him. And mind you, we're in character. I named him Bubba. He didn't give me a name, so we're supposed to be down south racist, MAGA, white Trump supporters. So I saw him and I said, let's go get him. Yeah, let's go get that. You know, I said some words. I don't know if I can say those words, but I said those words.
Yeah, don't use those words.
Yeah.
I mean, Cole is pushing the limit. Let's stay with that.
Okay. So then now we started pursuing him, and then that's when I started yelling out the infamous slurs that he wanted to say, and I said, "This is MAGA country."
Can you tell us what the slurs were without using the word?
Yeah, so I said the F word, but the gay F word. I said the N word, and then I said, "This is MAGA country," and then that's pretty much what I said.
Now, Ola, did he have you guys actually hit him? You see these things in movies like, oh, make sure you beat me up, but don't hit me in the face. Something like that?
Right, so we were supposed to rehearse and follow, we were supposed to practice that, but we never got to practicing it, but I did not ever hit him. He actually said he did not want my brother to hit him because he didn't think my brother could pull back his punch because my brother is so big. His arms are way bigger than mine. So he was scared of my brother hurting him. So then he told me he asked me to be the one to attack him. So then I had to throw a fake punch, which I did. I never hit him in the face when I was throwing the punch. So I threw the fake punch, and then we started tussling. So we were wrestling, going back and
So and then it all kind of breaks apart because you guys finally come forward. But a lot of people are wondering, why did you agree to do it in the first place?
Yeah, that's the people get a big misconception when it comes to the why we did it. People think we did it for the $3,500 check, which was actually, he offered that after we already said we would do it. We actually did it because my brother and I are actors. We were actors back then and we're still actors now. And we thought by helping him, at least for me, I thought by helping him out that it would help us further our careers in acting.
Yes, and also to add to that, I felt indebted to Jussie because I was his friend and he had helped me with other things.
So you want to be actors. He's a successful actor. I think he was on Empire, and so you do him a favor thinking you'll get the favor in return. But did you think about the implication of perpetrating what really is a hate crime, or what appeared to be a hate crime? There are African Americans who we have on this show who said, you helped them perpetrate something that made black people look bad. What's your message to the black community?
Yeah, when it comes to that, we really didn't think of the implications. We just thought it was something that he wanted to post on social media to help his activism career. We didn't really think of the backlash and the ramifications of the things that could have happened and come from this.
Yes, so it was never meant to involve the police, and that's where everything went bad for us and for him when he involved the police. It was supposed to be a social media post that he would get, let's say, TMZ and people to disperse it, the news.
Yeah, can you believe he called the police? Police showed up. He still had the noose around his neck that he alleged you guys put on him, and he was holding a Subway sandwich that alleged even after a major attack, he said somehow he held on to his Subway sandwich during that whole thing. Guys, I gotta let you go. I gotta let you go, but has Jussie Smollett attempted to contact you? Have you had any contact with him since?
No, not at all. We have not had any contact with Jussie Smollett.
All right, final thought. What'd you learn, guys? What's the lesson learned here?
Lesson learned for me is be careful who you're friends with and always control the narrative.
And go ahead, Ola.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing he just said as well.
Now, final question. You're wearing a MAGA hat. How do you feel about MAGA country, MAGA people, and maybe Trump or not?
Well, we're Americans first, and my brother and I are the presidents, co-presidents of MAGA country. We created the term, and we're the standing presidents. And we support all of our presidents. We support President Trump. And we think that what's happening with him right now is
a tragedy.
Yeah, we don't think it should be going the way it is. And we think things need to get better.
Do you final thought, and I know I'm pushing you guys' time limit, but do you think the African American, the black community, the black voters in America have Trump wrong? Are they not seeing Trump the right way?
Absolutely, I think so. Or they're seeing it through one lens. They're not seeing it through different lenses where they can now make their own sound decision. They're looking at it through one lens, and they're seeing the propaganda. They're seeing propaganda, and that's all they're consuming. And not all of them, but most of us are consuming propaganda. The way my brother and I do it, we look through those different lenses and we formulate our own decisions on what is given to us.
Good for you. Good for you. And MAGA country, Ola and Bola, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, guys, stay safe.